Hi, I'm James Marsh, and welcome to the MOViE Awards special. We've had the Golden Globes, and the Academy Award nominations have been revealed. Joining me to discuss this year's Oscar hopefuls is multimedia journalist and film critic Katie Kenny. So thank you for joining me, Katie.
Thanks for having me here. I'm really excited to talk about movies with you in the Oscars.
Absolutely. Nominations are out, and as always, there are some surprises, but there have been some snubs as well, haven't there?
Yeah, I'm really upset about Nightcrawler. That one's cutting me deep.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, Best Picture category, there are 10 spaces, but they've only gone with 8 films. So you reckon Nightcrawler should have got one of those?
Definitely. I just watched that recently, and I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was amazing in it. I thought he was snubbed also in the acting category.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I'm also quite upset about Gone Girl. That was one of my favorite ones from last year.
Right, and that hardly featured at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, that's right. I think other films that could have featured in Best Picture category could have been Foxcatcher. I mean, it got a bunch of nominations. Best Director got nominated, and then it doesn't secure a Best Picture nomination. And also a personal favourite of mine, Interstellar. I mean, that's why they expanded the category from 5 to 10, was to include more mainstream films like this, and then they're not doing it.
Why is Interstellar such a big one for you? You've mentioned it so many times.
Well, I'm no Christopher Nolan fanboy, but it made me cry. So let's talk about what has been nominated. We've got 8 films up for Best Picture. Most nominations is a tie. Birdman and The Grand Budapest Hotel have both got
2 awesome films. I'm actually really happy about that one.
Which would you go with if you had to?
Okay, so for most of the year it was Grand Budapest, but then I just watched Birdman, and I don't know, it's a toss-up for me. I'm kind of leaning towards Birdman though.
Right.
I mean, just the score, the acting, the whole connection with Michael Keaton and Batman. I know it's an obvious one, but I think it works. I think it actually makes the movie stronger because of that connection. I don't know.
No, I completely agree. I mean, I think it's quite a surprise to see something like Grand Budapest Hotel stay with people all year. You know, it's very rare that you see a film that came out so early in the year still in people's sort of consciousness when it comes to actually voting. And I think it's a real return to form for Wes Anderson. I was not a fan of his last couple of films, Moonrise Kingdom in particular. But here he's back. You know, he's doing everything that he does best. He's getting the balance right. But really sorry to see Ralph Fiennes not get a Best Actor nomination.
We had it all. You were a movie star, remember?
Who is this guy? He used to be Birdman.
I like that poster.
You wrote this adaptation?
I did, yeah.
And you're directing and starring in your adaptation. That's ambitious.
Are you afraid people will say you're doing this play to battle the impression that you're a washed-up comic strip character?
Absolutely not. That's why 20 years ago I said no to Birdman 4.
Birdman 4? You do Birdman 4?
Okay, so we've got Birdman and Grand Budapest Hotel, 2 of the best films of the year, tied at the top. I think we're all happy about that. But the bookies reckon Boyhood's going to win. What do you think?
Well, I've been a fan of his movies since before Sunrise, before Sunset, before Midnight. I love all of them. I love Ethan Hawke in those movies, and you know, it was great to see Ethan Hawke in this film here. But I don't know. I think they all achieved something really great, but I just kind of lost interest once the boy became a bit of a whiny, angsty teenager. I know that could just be me. Maybe you have to be a guy to really understand that. You know, coming of age story, but it just got annoying and I didn't care about him anymore.
Right. No, I think you're onto something there. I mean, you've got to really appreciate what they achieved, you know, what they set out to do, you know, going back again and again and again, so for 12 years, following the life of this kid, you know, it's that in and of itself, just the commitment from everybody involved is, and in my opinion, it's enough to get in the Best Director off the way.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that.
Also nominated, we have The Imitation Game, which has got 8 nominations, including one for Best Director for Morten Tilden. And I think it's his first English language film. He's a Norwegian director. He had a really good hit a couple of years ago with a thriller called Headhunters, which was really, really cool. And that played in Hong Kong. I like that one a lot. But as much as anything else, the film is being praised for its performances, isn't it?
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch, I mean, everyone is in love with him right now.
True.
I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but yeah, Cumberbitches will be really happy about that. I mean, aside from his fan base, he really is a good actor. He can do any role. I mean, even in the beginning when he was first being noticed, at least internationally, with Atonement, play that sleazy character that no one liked, and the mustache and everything just really got to people.
Right.
Yeah, and then going into Sherlock, which is, for me, I mean, I love that show. I'm obsessed with it. I need to watch it all the time.
Sure, oh, no, fantastic.
Yeah. But I mean, of his voice acting, even playing, you know, a cheesy villain in Star Trek, you know, I mean, I don't know. I would love to see him do well, but I'm guessing he won't win.
No,
but I'm happy he's there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think the nomination seemed to, you know, there was a certain degree of momentum, you know, with him in the last sort of 2 years, really, you know, of building towards something like this happening.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think this is his year to win. I think, you know, there are other performances out there which are stronger and have, you know,
Which is
people on
fine,
their side.
because you know what, he's going to be back. He's going to be nominated again.
This is it.
You know, it's not like last year when Evan Four didn't win Best Actor. I really wanted him to win that because that was a role of a lifetime. He's never going to have a role like that again, like the one in 12 Years a Slave. But this one, Benedict will come back.
That's what you're doing here, the top secret program at Bletchley. You're trying to break the German Enigma machine.
What makes you think that?
It's the greatest encryption device in history, and the Germans use it for all major communications. If the Allies broke Enigma, well, it would turn into a very short war indeed. Of course, that's what you're working on. But you also haven't got anywhere with it. If you had, you wouldn't be hiring cryptographers out of university. You need me a lot more than I need you. I like solving problems, Commander. And Enigma is the most difficult problem in the world.
Okay, so the time has come. We need to make our pick. I'm going for Birdman for Best Picture. Hands down, music, acting, script, everything, it's gonna win. I want it to win.
Yeah, I mean, if I went with my heart, I'd be right there with you. I would say Birdman. It was my favourite film of last year. However, if I was a betting man, you've got to go with Boyhood.
Another category that people are really excited about are always the Best Actor, Best Actress, supporting categories.
There's been some controversy in the acting categories. There's been a talk of a lack of diversity. You've got 20 actors, you know, 10 actors, 10 actresses nominated in the 4 categories. They're all white, you know, no ethnic minorities whatsoever. And they're all either English or American, with the exception of Marion Cotillard.
Well, she's always there, isn't she? She's amazing. She's lovely. Yeah.
She's great. You know, I have no problem with her being nominated at all. But do you think, I want your opinion on this, do you think it's as big a deal as people are making it out to be? Do you think that the Academy has a responsibility to just go out of its way to be diverse? Or do you think just that's how the chips fell this year? You know, we'll see what happens next year.
Okay, so that's a good question. I think that perhaps that's how it just happened to turn out this year. But it's just with the past, you know, they had a year where there were 3 winners in categories, you know, Best Actress, Best Actor, and Lifetime Achievement Awards. Sidney Poitier,
Sure.
Denzel Washington, Halle Berry.
Sure.
You know, they all won those awards, and I don't think that Denzel particularly deserved that award. It just seemed that they were a bit like, okay, here you go, you guys win this. Now we can forget about you for 3 years or so.
Yeah, I think last year with 12 Years a Slave, I think there was a lot of pressure to vote for 12 Years a Slave. But I think when it won, when Lupita Nyong'o won, they really felt they'd turned a corner. And they really felt that, you know, diversity had finally come to the Academy, which was historically so many old white men sitting in a room together. And I think that's true. I think a lot more women are now members, a lot more sort of black people are now members, and from other ethnic minority groups. They are really pushing in that direction. It's just going to take time to really have an impact.
Who's your pick for Best Actor? I'm going with Keaton. We've already said this. I just don't think there's anyone else that can match him in his performance. From every clip, even just like rewatching bits of him, within a second, I go, he should win. He has to win. He was perfect. I don't think he was playing himself necessarily, but I mean, he was living and breathing that character completely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he's been quite vocal to sort of distance himself from the autobiographical elements of the story.
He really has been.
Yeah, but it's like, really, you know, how can you blame people for making the assumption that, hey, the character 20 years ago played a superhero and his career never really went anywhere since. And oh, hey, look, what happened to Michael Keaton's career? You know, so it's completely understandable. And for me, you know, it would make me feel better almost if he was more like that. You know, just because it would make it feel all the more sort of validated for him to win it, really. But yeah, no, I really think that he's, you know, I mean, I think he is the favourite now. No question, I absolutely want Michael Keaton to win, and you know, he's been winning pretty much everything so far. But coming out of nowhere, dark horse contender Bradley Cooper for American Sniper. I don't want him to win. Let me get that straight. But it's his third year in a row to get a nomination for Best Actor, and everybody likes him. You know, everybody who's going to vote for him likes him. And American Sniper is really taking a lot of money and really becoming a hot topic in the US right now. And it scares me to think that he could come in and snatch it away from somebody who deserves it far more. Yeah,
it is a bit of a popularity contest at times. Yeah, we've seen it in the past, definitely. But for Best Actress, I'm definitely going to go with Rosamund Pike. I loved Gone Girl, and I thought that her performance was just terrifying. It was really terrifying how that could be a real person. I could know that person, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a man, it's even more terrifying. But honestly, I think she was fantastic. But that was the only good thing about Gone Girl. I really did not like that film. I thought David Fincher did not know what the film was. It was like he didn't get it. It's supposed to be very dark and very humorous. And he played it far too straight for me. And I really, the whole second half, without giving anything away in the film, I really didn't feel that he got it, or that he was in on the joke. And it just felt so flat as far as I was concerned. So, Rosamund Pike, good performance, but she's not my pick. I'm going with Julianne Moore for Still Alice. I think it's her turn. And so often the Oscars turns out to be sort of whoever's turn it is, whether they put in the right performance or not, and I think it's her turn.
Okay, how about supporting actor?
Supporting actor is a really tough category this year, you know, and on the back of, you know, we've talked at great length how much we love Birdman, and how I'm a big fan of Edward Norton, and I think he puts in a fantastic performance. However, I think you've got to go with J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
I think a lot of people would say the same thing. I mean, Ed Norton was fantastic. I did love him in that, but he was essentially playing himself. I didn't hear him arguing. People saying, no, I wasn't playing myself. You know, Keaton did that, he distanced himself, but Ed Norton, straight up, probably just came in and said whatever he wanted to say.
That's me. I take over every production I'm involved in. Yeah.
And he didn't get fired from this one.
So who's your pick for that supporting actor?
No, I'd say Simmons. I'd say Simmons, definitely.
He makes that film, raises it from a good film to a fantastic.
Well, I don't think anyone's questioning that category, too. I think he will definitely win. And, I mean, Ed Norton may not win for Best Supporting, but I think, you know, his co-star, Emma Stone, I mean, she'll win Best Supporting Actress.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, I mean, I want her to. Maybe okay, maybe that's just me with high hopes. I want her to win. It's that one scene where she has a monologue with her father, where she's really just telling him the truth. I couldn't take my eyes off her. I mean, it was an ugly shot. It wasn't attractive. It was a bad angle of her, but she just let it all out there. And I've actually never seen her that way before. And it was a nice Emma Stone to see. And I hope there's more of her playing these roles.
Sure. Oh, there's no doubt about it. She was great. I think I'm going with Patricia Arquette. You know, she's been very close to my heart ever since True Romance. 20 years ago now.
No, I think what you were saying with, you know, is it their turn? It's probably not Emma Stone's turn.
Sure.
But that's just who I would like to see win in that category.
Excellent. Okay, so the other category that we're going to talk about is Best Foreign Language Film. Okay, where the films get nominated from their host country or their origin country rather than it going to the filmmakers. So the nominees are Ida from Poland, we've got Leviathan from Russia, we've got Tangerines from Estonia, Timbuktu from Mauritania, and we've got Wild Tales from Argentina. How do you think that's going to play out?
Well, I really enjoyed Wild Tales. I think that anyone would appreciate the humor there. I mean, it was pretty dark, pretty gruesome, but I really didn't see any of that coming. I had a really good time with it. And then after so many gory stories, you know, because, you know, it was an anthology of short films, I thought it was going to be gory again, and then it kind of took you by surprise. There were twists within it, so I thought it was really interesting. I mean, if they're going to go for a fun one this year, definitely Wild Tales is a good pick.
Sure, no, I agree. However, I mean, the Golden Globe went to Leviathan from Russia. And you know, as we know, comedies don't always get the best run of luck at the Oscars, but Leviathan is kind of the polar opposite, almost. It's a really bleak, really dark, very depressing tale of political corruption and in sort of small-town Russia, and how the corrupt local politicians and government and civil servants use their power to their advantage to squeeze a poor family, a single family, out of their home and into increasing tragedy. It's pretty bleak stuff.
So it is the complete opposite of what it tells.
Yeah, they are the kind of the polar ends of the spectrum. But who knows where it's going to go? There's been a lot of love for Ida from Poland as well, and I don't think that many people have seen the other two. So we shall see.
But yeah, what do you think about Neil Patrick Harris as the host?
I think he should be okay. He's got some experience. He has hosted, I think, the Tonys a few times. I think it's his first time doing the Oscars, but he should be fun.
Yeah, he can command a stage, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm really hoping in the opening act he's going to make fun of himself in Gone Girl.
Well, that wouldn't be hard.
No, I will agree with you with Gone Girl on that. That casting, along with Tyler Perry. David Fincher, what happened?
Thank you, finally, okay.
We can agree on that. Nothing else.
Well, anyway, I'm looking forward to it. Should be great.
I think there are going to be a lot of surprises, though. Even though we think we know everything, I really think that they're going to surprise us. They do every year. Come out of nowhere, these awards.
That's it. You think you know it. So anyway, I think I'm going to put my money on Boyhood. I think it's going to win. Want to see Birdman win, though, but we'll see. So February 22nd, I'll be there. Between now and the Oscars, MOViE will be screening a series of winners from previous years, as well as presenting 6 of this year's nominees, so you can see Foxcatcher, The Imitation Game, Wild Tales, Leviathan, 2 Days, 1 Night, and Still Alice on the big screen before the big day. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.